Seth Rogen, Green Hornet.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting confused.
He's amazing in that.
But neither of us are Seth Rogen.
I don't. No,
You did Green Lantern.
It was
right?
definitely Green Lantern.
Right?
Hey, Dane, we almost forgot our movie promotion.
Oops. Again, just like all of our reviews, we love comments and we love to give away free copies of the movie.
Yep.
So make sure you get your comments in by what date?
December the 19th, by end of day, which is a Saturday, December 19th. If you can make a comment on this video, you enter yourself into a chance to get a free copy of Free Guy on Blu-ray.
Free copy of Free Guy.
We'll send it out to you. Free.
And as a reminder, we love all comments, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, obviously. We're on Facebook. But subscribe as much as you possibly can and tell all your friends.
And you know what, Dane?
What?
We have quite a few Facebook followers. We have quite a few Instagram followers. But I think right now we have one Twitter follower. So if you have a Twitter account, go follow us on Twitter.
Please.
So, it is time for our movie review. This is your Cult Lord JR and my guest, Johnny Cage. We are
Gamer.
part of the game Mortal Kombat. All right. So, Dane, are you a Ryan Reynolds fan? Are you a big Ryan Reynolds fan?
I have liked stuff he's done. I mean, I think he's one of those kind of actors who doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
So he's very much got a comedic aspect to a lot of his
very much
roles.
Comedic, very
Deadpool was
similar.
basically him.
Yes.
So yeah. So
But
I mean, I like him.
I don't know if my first memory of him was in the TV show Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, which I know is probably like your Friday nights, but
He was in that. I didn't. know that.
that was his big break, was that TV show.
Oh, I thought he started in that like where he was like the smart frat boy. Was something.
Van Wilder?
Van Wilder. I thought that was his big thing.
That was his first movie, but he started off on TV and on a sitcom. Yeah, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
I heard that, but I guess I never watched it.
Oh, I did. I used to watch that. He was good in it. And guess what? Very Ryan Reynoldsy in that. Just kind of like he is in all of his stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, I've seen him in movies like Van Wilder, Waiting. Did you ever see The Proposal with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, he played. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Movie.
Of course, Green Lantern.
Yeah,
He was Green Lantern.
unfortunately, it could have been better, but I thought he was. He suffered from that.
Hitman's Bodyguard.
Did not see that.
Amityville Horror Remake.
Did not see that. And actually, how was that? Serious role, I'm assuming. It wasn't him playing Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it was him playing Ryan Reynolds in a house. That's what's on. No, he was very serious in that movie. But it wasn't good. The original is always better. But now that
was because they played it serious in that original. You kind of thought it really. It's because it's
they played it serious,
real stuff, right?
It wasn't a comedy, that's for sure. So,
Right.
So that brings us to our movie, Free Guy. And reminder, we are giving away a copy of this. If you will write us a comment on this YouTube channel.
By what date?
By the 18th.
18th.
The end of the 18th.
Comments.
So December 18th. If you can comment on this, that'll put you in for a free copy of Free Guy on Blu-ray. All right.
But not this one, because this is from your private vault.
Private stash right there.
Lovingly taken down just for this review.
That's right. Yes. White glove treatment here. You know, they
You
brought it
basically
here.
just live at home with white gloves, right?
All right. So, so the movie Free Guy, why don't I tell you a few stats about this movie, all right? This came out in August 13th of this year, 2021. This is interesting. The studio that did this was 20th Century Fox, but then Disney bought 20th Century Fox, so this is now released as partially a 20th Century Fox and Disney production. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it did $120 million at the U.S. box office, 331 million worldwide. Apparently, millennials loved it and got off their phones to go watch it.
Or just watch it out.
Yes. Screenplay done by Matt Lieberman and Zach Penn. Directed by Sean Levy. Now, do you know that name?
Oh, yes, from his Dan Levy, his son, and right?
I don't know that name.
Oh, yeah. If it is Sean Levy, he's the guy that show just ended. Oh, crap. I can't think of the name of the show. The one where they own the motels. With...
Oh,
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called Schitt's Creek. That Dan Levy was the son on that show. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Sean Levy?
Oh, Sean Levy, and he's related to dad.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, it's his son.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Good little info there. Well, his works include Big Fat Liar with Jim Carrey. He directed that. Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin.
And of course, I'm completely wrong, so I'm correcting myself. Sean Levy is not Dan Levy, is who I'm thinking about.
Dan Levy.
Schitt's Creek, related son of Eugene Levy. Sean Levy is totally another director.
Well, you drove your Chevy to the wrong levee there.
I know.
The levee was dry.
That's Sean Levy, not Dan Levy.
Okay.
Sorry, Sean.
All right.
He's a handsome guy.
Sean Levy. So, Big Fat Liar, Cheaper by the Dozen, Night at the Museum. He did all three of those.
Yeah.
Date Night, The Internship. So, basically all comedies.
And Real Steel, and then Stranger Things.
Well, so he produced those, and he directed some episodes of those.
That's probably why his name was familiar, because I love Stranger Things. Great show.
Yeah, it was okay after. I mean, it was good for one season.
Yeah.
So
it kind of went downhill, kind of suffered a little bit there, because that first show, kind of like The Matrix.
Yeah.
There was a magic that happened in that first show, and you were kind of like, what's going on with the Upside Down? And then they kind of got stuck in the corner where they had to explain things.
Mm-hmm. So, this movie stars Ryan Reynolds, which we don't need to go into who he is anymore. But it also has Jodie Comer. Did you know her? Had you ever seen her?
No, I never. And in fact, I didn't even realize they did such a makeup job on her when she was the gamer character versus her. I didn't even realize it was the same person at first.
Yeah, so Jodie Comer, she's in a lot of British TV series.
Oh.
So... probably not going to recognize her, but she was in this. This is interesting to note.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you worried about
I can look at things too.
Yeah, just worried with your head over there.
Like rubbing my head.
So Jodie Comer is in Star Wars: The Force Awakens as Rey's mother.
Rey's mother.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that for a while.
Me either.
Yeah.
Also in the movie is Taika Waititi. You know him. As an actor, he was in Jojo Rabbit.
And the director.
Thor Ragnarok.
Played Hitler in Jojo
What We
Rabbit.
Do in Shadows, Suicide Squad. And as a director, he directed Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok. He did 3 episodes of The Mandalorian. And he also directed episodes of Flight of the Conchords.
Oh,
So-
well, you can definitely see his comedic side coming out on that.
Oh, definitely. Also in there is Joe Keery, I should say. Now, he's virtually a newcomer. He wasn't in very much.
Was he the cop?
No. He was the developer on the real side.
Yeah.
So,
And another Stranger Things guy.
okay. Oh, was he in that?
He was the guy with the baseball bat at the end.
Was he the brother? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the old... No, well, he was the older friend who was kind of jerky at first and then redeemed himself by beating the demon with the baseball bat and Winona Ryder's hallway.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was like his first...
There's Lil Ray Howery. Lil Rel. Do you know who that is?
The bank sheriff,
Yeah.
bank cop.
Yeah. So he was in the movie Get Out. And he was also in Sandra Bullock's
That's right.
Bird Box. Yeah, and in Get Out, he was like the lawyer friend that was like telling him.
No, he was the TSA friend. He wasn't a lawyer. He was a
that's right, TSA friend.
What, dude? You gotta get out of the house.
Get out, yeah.
These white people are crazy.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know he was in, what was the second one?
Bird Box with Sandra Bullock.
Because I saw Bird Box, but I don't know what character did he play. He must have been totally a serious role.
I don't remember because I have seen Bird Box like one time, and it was like when it came out, which was about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Right, at this point.
Yeah.
So
also in it, making a cameo is Channing Tatum in your favorite movie, Magic Mike.
No, I'm not the one with
White House
multiple
Down.
copies of that.
And 21 Jump Street. So,
and is he still married to?
who?
He was married to
Not that Jenna.
the one that was in the original Transformer movie. I can't think of her name. I don't think he is anymore, but he's married to.
It's like Jenna Dewan or something like that. Jenna Dewan.
Something.
I think that's what her name is. So anyways, he's not married to her.
No.
So basically, the movie summary on IMDb was one sentence long. A bank teller discovers that he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open world video game. That was it. So I don't know. I think we should show them some clips of this.
Look at this guy. He's one of the sunglasses people. And the people who wear sunglasses are heroes.
You guys looking for the golden child? 1980s Eddie Murphy movie. Nobody saw it? No?
Hey, 40-year-old virgin! Get over here!
Let's go.
Uh-huh. Captain Khakis, come here.
Go, let's go.
Come on, bud.
Closer.
There he is. Blue shirt guy.
Blue shirt. Yes.
You brought him to life. You brought him to life. And he was alive because he met the one person he'd been waiting for his whole life.
And I had to make it realistic, so I based it off of you.
Listen up, Neutrogena. You know you can't go around looking like that. The rules are clear. And another thing, you can't hack the NPC avatars.
No, sir.
It screws up the mission load, and it makes the game look bad.
Horrible!
All right, we're back from some fantastic clips.
Yes.
And as always, we want to remind our audience that we're going heavy into the spoilers. So jump ahead to this time above our heads to skip all that and hear our grade of this movie.
Yep.
But last chance, leave now or you're going to hear some spoilers. Go!
All right. So Dane, opening scene. Ryan Reynolds plays a guy named Guy. Okay.
Yes, he's very milked. He's very
Milk toast?
vanilla.
Okay.
Very vanilla guy.
So he wakes up for a happy new day. He goes to his closet to pick among his duplicate blue shirts and khaki pants while walking the streets of the city to his favorite coffee shop. You see a lot of mayhem going on in the background, like jets coming in, shooting missiles. You see like a Jeep full of masked guys shooting up stuff. And he seems to be oblivious to all of this, right? As he's walking, singing zippity doo dah,
like
just
this is typical day.
Typical day as all the gunmen are shooting up the city. So he makes it into his favorite coffee
All
shop.
the gamers.
He makes it into his favorite coffee shop, and the coffee shop girl is right there waiting to hand him his usual, a coffee with cream and 2 sugars.
2 sugars.
But you see this conflicted moment come over his face, and it takes him a few seconds to get out what he would like to say. He likes something different that day, perhaps a cappuccino.
And the whole bar is like,
I'd like to try a cappuccino. Please. But you get a medium coffee, cream, 2 sugars. That's what you get. That's what everyone gets. Every day, always.
Well, hey, somebody's about to get shot.
What? Yeah, the whole coffee shop is like, what? Like, I mean,
even
like
the cops are like,
even the cops are like, yeah, like they know something is going on, right?
Yeah, you get some hints with all the random violence happening in the background and
Yeah.
everyone else being very normal. You almost think these are all like some kind of like robots.
Either robots
very
or something.
Westworldish almost.
Very Westworldish.
Yep.
But something deeper is at hand, right?
Deeper.
So Ryan, or Guy, he works at a bank. So he goes to the bank. He works as a teller, where his best buddy and friend, Buddy, very generic again, played by Lil Rel.
Screenwriters must have had a joyride with these names.
So he's the security guard. Everything seems to be normal until a masked man with a shotgun enters the bank, right?
He's like, everyone come in with your hands up!
But it seemed like just on
Buddy just
cue,
drops his pants.
Buddy just drops his guns to the thing, gets down on the floor with a smile. All the Like nobody's screaming, everybody's just getting down on the floor. Even Guy gets down on the floor with a smile on his face.
Yeah, this is great behind the desk.
Yeah.
He's like, don't you wish for something else to happen?
Right. But in an instant, things change because Guy sees a girl that had just kind of walked in front of the doorway of the bank. She's outside. And for some reason, he is drawn to this girl.
Right.
And he's drawn to her so much that he hops over the counter, asks the masked gunman for his sunglasses because he wants to go meet this girl. The guy goes, what? He's got a shotgun.
Skipping ahead there that they realize, why is all the people with sunglasses having such a great time?
Well,
and everyone. So there's a big thing that happens in the movie where the people with sunglasses are actually all the online gamers,
right?
Versus the normal characters. None of them have sunglasses.
So Guy wants the sunglasses to go impress the girl.
To her, yes.
So as he's taking the sunglasses off, there's like a little bit of hijinks, a little accident, and Guy shoots this dude right through the chest, big old hole through the chest. And everybody in the bank is like, oh, what? He just broke kind of the pattern that they're used to, right?
Exactly. Well, just going for the glasses broke the pattern. Because they're like, don't do it, guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right. So he gets the glasses. He goes running out. And as he's chasing her down, he puts the glasses on. And suddenly he becomes very distracted. Why is he becoming distracted?
Because when you put the gamer glasses on, you now see all the, health bullets, health points, load up things.
You see all kinds of signage that you don't see.
Your name.
Yeah,
basically, it's supposed to be the real world.
Right.
The people out in the real world, and there was some funny parts with that where it was like young girls. That was the part where the young girl's like, beat his butt. I'm ironically editing a young girl's speech.
So
dialogue.
When he says the real world, what he's talking about is you soon learn that Ryan Reynolds or Guy is inside a video game. So this is in the video game. Now in the real world where the players are playing their avatars, that's the real world out there. And so you see these little teenage girls going, beat his butt, right?
Ironically.
That's what it is. So
we're editing the teenage girls' dialogue.
Oh, very
it's much more rough than that, which was pretty funny.
Yeah. So Ryan kind of loses track of the girl. The girl moves on, but Ryan is now, or Guy is now in trance with everything he sees. So he sees like a money pack, which he picks up,
and he's all of a sudden got
$2,000 $2,000 in his bank account.
And he can go buy those special shoes.
Yeah, so he goes on a shopping spree, buys some special shoes.
He forever had only $184 in his account.
Yes. Yes.
So he gets his shoes, and then what happens? He all of a sudden gets noticed by the developers.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, because what happens is they're seeing there's an anomaly going on within the game, and code is reacting differently. So the developers want to come in, and they see it's an NPC that's gone rogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about what an NPC is.
Character down.
Yeah.
Because he's still trying to get hooked, meet that girl, and there's a whole Mariah Carey song that gets played in there that is the connection.
He uses his powerful new shoes that gives him ultra jump in the city.
From the developers who come in as Sabotage, 1970s cop guy with a big mustache.
And a pink bunny.
And it's a rabbit.
Right. Right. So anyways, Guy has, figured out that with the glasses, there's a whole new world out there that he wasn't unaware of, right?
Right.
So the next day, he meets up with that girl again. And this time he's kind of showing off a little bit, some stuff that he got, some merch, his new shoes, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she talks to him, and somehow they strike up a little bit of a friendship or whatever.
Well,
there.
No, she's trying to go. There's a whole sub story jumping over here.
No, I'm going to get to that sub story.
But that's how they meet for the first time.
Yeah, because she's out searching. She's out
looking at doing lookout at that one place with the binoculars, and he also surprises her. And he's like, hello. And she's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah. So this girl in the game, her name is Molotov Girl. But in the real world, her player is named Millie. Mm-hmm. So if I say Millie, that's the girl in the real world. If I say Molotov girl, that's the gamer that she's in.
And we'll definitely have to show the two of these up above our heads.
Yeah.
Or below us.
Because it's the same person, but just an avatar, right?
Yeah.
So, Molotov girl explains that she's kind of looking for something, right? And
she assumes that he's a player also.
Right. She assumes
because
that
he's completely interacting with her outside of the norm.
Right. And so, guy says, "Oh, I want to take you on a walk. He goes, "Do you like ice cream?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I love ice cream." Once again, she thinks it's another player. She doesn't realize it's an NPC.
Right.
So,
takes her to a place
she's never seen. It's outside the city, kind of on the outskirts. They share some ice cream.
Bubblegum flavor.
Her
favorite flavor. That's also his.
So it's getting a little dark, and Ryan reaches in and grabs a kiss. Now, Millie, the player back in the real world, thinks she's kissing some other player in real life, avatar. She doesn't realize she's kissing an NPC. But the date kind of ends. Millie takes off her headphones, logs out of the game to meet Keys. Keys is a guy in the real world who works for the company that makes this game. And what you find out is that Keys and Millie actually wrote the underlying code to this video game.
Right.
And the owner of the video game,
Andre,
played by Tika Waititi, has stolen their code and embedded it in the game and hidden it.
Allegedly.
Right.
They're still trying to. That's what she's trying to find, is where is the proof of the source code, because they can't figure out. And he's working there kind of because he doesn't have any other income and he knows enough about the environment. Whereas she's on the outside, always trying to get in the game, find out where this secret code is hidden.
Right. So at this point, when they're in the real world, Keys explains to Millie that there's a rogue NPC within the game and that AI has taken over and has evolved, and what they're seeing is, for the first time, a sentient character that's been created by AI. And somehow, I can't remember how this happens, but the word gets out kind of in the gaming community that there's this NPC that's gone rogue, and everybody's looking for this NPC, and they're fans of this NPC, and they're talking.
Well,
yeah.
No, you skipped a little bit there. They don't know it's an AI. The world doesn't know. They think it's a guy, and they can't figure out who it is.
Oh, they think it's a hacker. That's right.
It's a real guy, real person out there playing this character.
That is right.
And he
that is
stole
correct.
the skin of the bank teller, which you're not allowed to do.
Right.
And so it became a worldwide phenomenon of trying to figure out who's
this
guy.
awesome hacker.
Who is Blue Guy?
Yeah, Blue Guy. That's what they name him.
Yeah.
So we go back into the game.
Right. We're back in the game.
We're back in the game. Molotov girl meets back up with Ryan, and she says, "I've got to show you something." So she shows kind of this secret door into a building that our guy's never seen before. So she takes him in, and it's like an underground lounge for all the players, right?
It's the hangout lounge.
It's the hangout lounge.
Buy your goodies.
Buy your goodies.
Buy your gigantic launcher, your tank,
they're showing all kinds of videos of what's going on in game. And Guy is like, "What is this place?" Right? And so it's at this point where Molotov girl explains to him that he's not real, he's an NPC. Right.
But we were also, remember, he had to get up to level 100 and something in order to hang out with her.
Yes.
So he indirectly decides to be a good guy as
Right.
opposed to all the other characters. So it's very much of a commentary on the human populations that play this game, because they're all inevitably punk rock, killing everything that moves, blowing everything up, walking down the street and just slapping old ladies in the face, and everything.
They don't care about the
So
NPCs.
he's like, you know what? I'm going to get my points by being a good guy. And so it starts this whole worldwide movement of oh, this is great. Let's be nice to people.
Right.
So that's a whole nother thing that happens. But yeah, so they go down there. They're down in that.
Well, and this is where she explains who she is and that she's looking for this place or some sort of clues.
The source code.
To get the source code. And in going through his level up, he had met another player that showed him kind of his lair, his secret stash lair.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, you know what? This reminds me. I think I have a video, or I saw a video that I can go get for you that might have information for your clues. So he goes and gets his friend, the security guard, to say, hey, I need your help. Right?
Right.
He goes,
security guards.
He goes, you know all the security guards, right? And he's like, yeah, I know them all. So they go to the player's secret stash lair, and it happens to be the avatar is Channing Tatum.
Yes, of course.
And did you hear what Channing Tatum's name is in this?
No.
Revengeman Buttons.
Oh, yeah. And of course, they show the real world guy.
The real world, yeah.
Totally eating a Twizzler, like, Mom, stop vacuuming. I'm going live.
Yeah. This really goofy, geeky 22-year-old guy who's living with his mom.
Right.
And he's like, hey, you're the blue guy, aren't you? And so Channing Tatum is actually saying, you're the blue guy, aren't you?
Right, because he's super impressed.
Yeah.
I get to be with him, say something or do something. Because I'm streaming live and the whole, my huge audience is watching me with the blue guy. Yeah, I'm famous.
He's got a Twitch channel. He's got a YouTube channel.
Right.
He's asking him to say his catchwords, right? Because he wants to be famous. So.
Right, and this is obviously a deep player because he had all this like secret stuff that he had, got over time. Fancy cars, helicopters, every weapon, and then all of a sudden all these little like video secret cache things that.
But he gives the video to Ryan, and Ryan and his friend Buddy. They leave to go get this to the girl. Now, the thing is this. While this is going on, the owner of the video game,
Andre
Tika Waititi,
of the company,
he knows that there's a rogue NPC going on, and he's trying to figure out because the whole world is enthralled with this, but nobody's buying the game or spending money.
He wants to come out with a second version of it.
Yes.
Side story: the two lead developer guy, the woman and the main guy, they realize that once he releases the new video game, it's going to destroy the entire original world, including Buddy, the guy in it.
They actually do kind of a server reboot, and Guy. For a little bit, doesn't remember who he is. Right. Molotov Girl's trying to remind him who it is.
They're very clever with their IT stuff. Yeah, all his buffer cache has been flushed.
You're right.
But then, because he's got the AI source code built into him, they realize there were certain key things that can happen that will bring him back or start his mind.
Right. And so to make this long story short, they bring it, he remembers who he is again. And now they realize they're in a race to find these clues because now the Andre wants to do a complete refresh, right? Not just a server reboot. He wants to kill this game.
Erase the entire game.
Yeah, he's going to kill the servers. So they're in a race to find this information, and so they once again, to make this long story short, they do find the bridge to get to an island out in this like a harbor that's there, but it's been hidden this whole time from all the players and all the NPCs.
Well, the one guy in the real world gets fired by Andre, and his last thing as he's going out is he creates the bridge.
Yes.
By destroying a building and laying it out over into the harbor.
That's right.
So they're running.
They're running, and Ryan essentially makes it to the island, and then that's when
Buddy dies. His buddy dies even though he tried to help him and run with him.
Right. But there's a self-realization now of who he is, of what he wants to do, what he's going to accomplish.
Capable of. He's basically a sentient being.
Yeah, he's a sentient being. And so what he does is he ends up going back to the city, and he calls on every NPC to come to him. And he explains to them...
And go on strike.
And he explains to them that to this point, they haven't had free will to do what they want to do, but they have free will. And so they go on strike, basically.
To stop Andre from using them to go against Blue Guy and Millie and the other guy, to stop them from finding the source code.
Right.
So Blue Guy convinces them all to hide.
Right. So,
So then Andre goes a little crazy.
He goes crazy.
He realizes he's lost control and they're about to find out where the source code is.
Right.
So he runs downstairs into the server room, which would never be in the same building, by the way, just for
with an axe.
With an axe.
Yeah.
And starts taking out every single server in this giant data center. There's probably 500 servers in there.
Right. Right. So we're both from the IT world, so there was things in there that we were kind of laughing about
I don't know if you could do that with an axe.
Well,
that easily for one thing, and
even if you took out that site, you're gonna fail over to another site.
Right,
so
we're bringing up company.
So
minimum 2 sites.
Right.
So
meanwhile, all the players in the real world, they kind of share a new common respect for the NPCs because they go through and they start talking about, as they are going on strike, well, you know what? Maybe we were treating them kind of rough, right? So,
literally, yeah, right. Maybe a little rough. We were a little rough on some of these people that we were
beating old ladies,
cutting their heads off, running cars into people. I mean, like we all do when we do any time a game, you always want to take out a few convenient side characters.
Right. So actually, when this happens,
more here.
Keys and Millie are able to find the clues that they needed to prove that the source code was theirs.
Yes.
And
via Buddy helping them out.
So
all the main characters came together and achieved their objective.
The objective, and they found that. So then you kind of see, at the end, that the love interest guy has fallen in love with Molotov Girl. But Molotov Girl and Guy both know that there really can never be anything between them, because even though Molotov Girl is the avatar, the real person is in the real world, whereas Guy is in the gaming world.
Right.
But Guy says something. He says, "My love for you was created with the code that created me. And whoever created that code is the person that truly loves you." And who was that?
Dun, dun, dun.
Who was that?
Her side developer.
Keys. So when she hears that, she figures out, oh my gosh, it's Keys that
this
loves
whole
me.
time.
Yes, this whole time that I'm interacting with Guy, I'm really seeing kind of the avatar of Keys, who loves me. So she gets off.
Because Guy's been programmed with all these things that he knew she loved, like Bubblegum, the Mariah Carey song.
Yeah.
For what else there was. But so she suddenly realized but the guy, Blue Guy, was a love letter to her.
Yes. So she takes off her headphones. She turns off the PC. She goes running out looking for Keys, who had just left the apartment building. She tracks him down on the streets, of the city and across the street. She calls his name, Keys!
Keys!
And he turns around, and then the music's playing.
They're facing each other across the street from
each other. And then they have the realization they love each other.
Right.
The tears are flowing. And as emotional as I've been with movies in the last, nothing.
You know what really would have freaked your mind out? Because they start walking across the street.
And they, boom, got hit by the car.
And then they're really in a video game.
Oh.
You would have been like, what?
Whoa. Mind
that
tripping.
really would have freaked you out, right?
Mind tripping.
I was thinking that for a second, if you're going to get hit by a car, and then all of a sudden you're going to realize they're in a video game.
So I thought they were going to get hit by a car because of how they were not watching traffic and they were crossing the street.
They cross a super busy street. Never mind. And they both don't look.
Yeah.
They just in love with their eyes go across the street and
so they kiss and cut to Mariah Carey's song in the credits.
Right. And meanwhile, the island has taken on a life of its own.
Oh yeah.
The world has realized we should let these sentient beings who are now, because the code is spread to all of the characters, live fruitfully in basically a paradise with buildings and dinosaurs
Yeah.
and cars.
Yeah, like all the buildings have overgrowth of like ivy on it and everything. So the movie ends, and I just want to know, after watching that movie, Dane, is there anything you would have done differently to make this movie, or anything that you thought you could have improved on?
Well, the one thing I thought was unfortunate about the beginning is I thought it was just way too much setup. I mean, it was a long movie for the type of movie. It was,
First of all,
2 hours and 15 minutes?
This movie was
like
way too long for the type of movie that it is.
Right.
This is not an epic movie, which you can sit for a longer period of time. This is a comedy.
Right. I mean, they really hammered home the whole fact about Guy repeating his life over and over and over again.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it detracted because you were kind of like, all right. And again, my wife left after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because, she just didn't see any point to what this movie was doing. And I was almost about to, when it started moving, I was about to go get her. She's like, no, I'm not interested.
Dane.
But it is Ryan Reynolds, by the way. And we skipped the whole buff Ryan Reynolds around.
Dane, nobody wants to sit for a long time through an episode of something. So.
Yeah, right. We do. Wait, you have a really good point there. Nobody
Maybe
wants to
they
sit
should have
through.
broken this out into 3 acts.
Maybe they should get smart in the next one and break it out in them 3
I don't know. So,
but they should have done that in the beginning. They should have removed a lot of the just lead, the character development. They did a great job, I thought, with the back and forth between Millie and Molotov Girl revealing things, and it definitely had a quick ending when it was really culminating and stuff like that. I mean, it closed up.
Yeah, once everything culminated, it ended pretty quick.
So that would be my only complaint is I think they should have trimmed out probably 20 minutes of the movie and all like the repeating that was going on at the beginning, because they're really trying to hammer home this guy repeats his life over and over and over and over. Okay, and over and over and over. It's like, no, you only need to do it once.
Yes. Well, I think what would be a good point now is to bring in the people who left. Our viewers should be returning. We're still drinking our Black
Special
Onyx
Crystal
Head
Blue Weber Agave Tequila combined vodka, very tasty.
Tequila. It's not. Well, it is agave, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Like it's distilled with blue agave, which is what tequila is made from.
Gotcha.
But we are again coming back for all the people that have been avoiding the spoilers, so we won't be discussing any spoilers here. So welcome back.
And once again, we are giving away a copy of the Blu-ray. We want you to go down into the comment section.
Comment, please.
And comment on this episode. And if you comment on one of our acts by December the 19th, that will automatically get you enrolled in the drawing for the Blu-ray. So,
right.
And if you don't want the Blu-ray, it might make a good Christmas gift. You can re-gift it if you want. So
a free subscription to our channel makes a great Christmas gift too.
Oh, yes. Yes, re-gift that too. Okay.
We would love it if we had more re-gifting of our subscription channel.
All right.
So there we go.
All right. Before we give our ratings, I thought we would look at the Rotten Tomatoes ratings of this. Okay.
Yes. The Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yes. So, for the Rotten Tomatoes score, the critics gave this an 80%.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I didn't think the critics would like this for some reason. The audience score, 94%.
Wow, that's the highest rated audience score yet of the movies we've done.
I think Dune was higher, wasn't it?
No, it was like a 92, I think.
Okay.
For Dune. So this is 94 is the highest we've
94. Oh, for the audience score. I see what you're saying.
Yes, the audience score.
Yes.
Because critics were, remember, I was critics and you were audience for Dune.
Yes.
A reversal of the way
that was crazy. Yeah. Or was that Jungle Cruise?
No, that was Dune, because I remember making a specific comment. Because you loved Dune.
I did.
And I was critical. I had a 7.9.
Yeah.
You give it a 9.2 or 1 or something like that, right?
I think I give it a 9.2.
So, but in this particular movie, so what do we have again? Repeat?
80% for critics, 94% for audience.
All right.
So, let us reveal our Cult Lords ratings.
Yes, and as a reminder, we do not discuss this. We don't look up Rotten Tomatoes ahead of time.
No.
We have no idea really what everyone has scored on this.
No.
And so this is the first time we're showing each other and you what we think about this movie.
Yes.
So
on the count of 3, let's reveal our Cult Lords ratings. 1, 2, 3.
You went low.
I still enjoyed it.
I obviously went more critic.
Yeah.
I was thinking this is going to be another, once you said those, I thought, I bet he's going to be the audience and I'm going to be it. But you went low.
Yeah.
So
you thought I'd be higher?
I thought you were going to be higher. But, well, not after you talked about it, I guess. But originally I thought you would be more up on this one than with the audience.
I enjoyed it. Dane, one thing we didn't even talk about, and I won't give any spoilers away, but this has a hint of the Matrix to it.
It does.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. There's a whole element with the real world versus virtual world.
Right. I mean, how do we know right now?
They should have made a joke with the red pill, blue pill, just to kind of make the joke.
How do we know we're not in a simulation right now as we speak? I mean, would that hurt if we were to say that?
That would have been a good way to,
Yeah.
Ow, it did hurt. So this must be real work. Right on the bone, fucker.
Well.
That was my shake hand, my shake arm. I can't show my muscle off now when we go.
Oh, yeah.
Predator!
You son of a bitch. What's the matter?
Well, you can shake the next cachaça shake weight thing, okay? So, all right, so that ends our review of Free Guy as we ponder, was this real or was this Memorex?
Look at me. Do you like what you see? Good, because it's not me. It's a recording of me on new Memorex videotape. This remarkable tape has been recorded and re-recorded 100 times. But I bet you still couldn't tell if it was Memorex or me, which really isn't me. It's Memorex. New Memorex videotape. Even after 100 recordings, you'll wonder, is it live or is it Memorex?
But, Dane, tell them how our audience can help us out one more time.
So, one more time. Again, we're repeating ourselves here. But we love comments. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, YouTube is the prime area where we love to hear the feedback for everything. You can win a Blu-ray of this particular movie, and anything you guys comment, good or bad, we will respond. We love them all. So thanks again.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Did that hurt? I'm sorry.
Well, I was right there. You got me right on the bone. I'm like, oh.
We are the Cult Lords. Now is our time. We are the Cult Lords. Release your mind. Release your mind. Here we go. We are the Cult Lords. Now is our time. We are the Cult Lords. Release your mind. Release your mind. Your mind.
Yeah, I was just about to explain to Lyle here that I took a certain pill over the weekend to, pork my wife.
Right.
You know how they say to see a physician immediately for erections lasting longer than 4 hours? Right. Well, it happened, so I did, to see a doctor. He said not to worry about it, just ride it out, so to speak.
Good luck with that.